Good morning. This is James with the Unity of Greenville. Thank you for being with me today. Glad to be sharing with you. I been busy this past week and have not been able to put out any videos until today. So I trust that you're having a good day, that you're enjoying your life, and you're experiencing as much joy as you can stand, all the joy you can stand, right? You might as well, if you're going to have a cup, might as well have a full cup. That's what I believe. Anyhow, I want to share with you some of my experiences lately that I've had. I believe in something called synchronicity. Synchronicity is a term that was developed by Jung. Carl Jung, and he was a amazing psychiatrist, psychologist, and there's been a whole study that was created out of his teachings and his beliefs and his findings and his research. And one of the things to come out of his research is the idea of synchronicity. And his definition of synchronicity was meaningful coincidences. Meaningful coincidences. That when you live your life on purpose and you're paying attention and you're seeking the truth of things, that you will experience an explosion of coincidences that have meaning to them. So that things that happen to you, people that you meet, even nature itself will begin to display coincidences, and you'll see things come in pairs, and you'll be able to get guidance from these things and know that you're on the right track, that you're on the right path. And so I just wanted to share some of my experiences, especially here lately. A few weeks ago, Lee and I were doing a teaching on a Sunday morning, and I started to share a little bit about how that um, when we were younger, we were looking to purchase a home, and we were on the property of this home. And at the time, we only had two children. We ended up with three boys, but at the time, we had two small boys. And so we were looking at this house, and we were considering, the possibility of purchasing it. And so we were walking around the property with the owner. It was one of these for sale by owner kinds of situations. And so um, as we got to the end of the tour, we noticed that there were these deer that were crossing the property. There was a male and female deer, the bigger deer, two big deers and two small ones, just like our family, Leah, myself, and our two sons. And they were just walking across the property just as pretty as you please and not in a hurry. And sometimes when you think of deer, you think of them moving really fast because they don't want to be caught, they don't want to be seen. But in this case, they were just trotting along, and so we all stopped with our mouths hanging open just and watched these deer. And it was such a beautiful experience. It was a beautiful piece of property, and it was just delightful. And so after, even in that moment, I said, "Wow!" I said, "That looks like a sign from God." And I realized later that yes, it was. And we ended up purchasing the house and spent many years there raising our kids, and it was just a wonderful place to live, and we really enjoyed it, and we were so glad that we did that. Interestingly, um, We lived there for many years, as I said. And then we began to feel a calling to move to the South. We were living in Indiana at the time, the south side of Indianapolis, and we began to feel a calling. And we started having these dreams where these people were saying, "Come here, come down here, come here, be with us." And we started to be attracted to the mountains, the mountains of North Carolina at the time. And mountains speak of moving into higher realms. And so I knew that it was a spiritual dream, it was metaphysical, but at the same time there was this drawing us into to the Carolinas. And so we were praying about it, we were thinking about it, we were considering it. It was going to be a lot, for us to move, to uproot the family where we've, lived and loved our home. But we just felt so strongly that we were to move. But we were kind of resisting a little bit. So one day we heard something outside, and I looked out the window, and there was a truck that had hit a deer. And I thought, oh goodness. And it was the first time we saw the deer was the day that we decided to buy the property. And the last time we saw the deer, where we hit the deer, was the day we thought, oh, it's time for us to move on. That's what we got from that. And of course, we moved to North Carolina, and we were there for 6 years, 7 years, and enjoyed being there. And then we felt drawn to Greenville, South Carolina, and we came here. It'll be 19 years ago in June, and it's been wonderful. We love being here. We love Greenville. It's a fantastic place to live, and so we've always been guided in this kind of way. And so the day that Lee and I shared this 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, we shared this story about the deer. Well, you know what happened? That afternoon, we're at home, and I look out the window, and there's a deer just trotting by, this big deer, and it was trotting by the pond, and it just ran the full length of the picture window. I could see it. So I thought, wow. And then it hit me. We just told the story about the deer that day. So I thought, okay, all right, universe, there's a message here for us. And so what came to me was that there was some kind of happening that would be quick. It would be quick. It would be some kind of transition. Wasn't sure exactly what it was, but the that same week we had an experience where there was someone that we needed to help, and it was a quick kind of a thing. And we thought at the time that, oh, this is going to take a while. This is pretty serious. But it happened quickly. There was a smooth, quick transition for the person, and they, you know, just like the deer running across, the yard by the pond. And so I have learned to follow these various ways that the universe talks through the symbolism of nature. Sometimes when I need to be grounded, I'll gaze at a tree or sit next to a tree and feel its energy, feel its vitality, feel its strength, and allow myself to be grounded just like the tree, and know that um, I have deep roots, and that I can be strong and tall and spread my limbs, and can uh, you know be empowered, self-empowered, which is what a tree represents. Some days I look outside and I see a bunch of squirrels running around, and I know that that means it's going to be a busy day for me. And this has happened over and over and over again. Sometimes I see little odd creatures, I look out and see the geese, and maybe they're doing something unusual. Um, or maybe I'll see beavers, and so I have learned over a period of time that these are all universal symbols that have meaning for me. And sometimes it's personal, sometimes it has to do with others, but it's definitely divine guidance. And I've also had experiences where when a loved one has passed, and then a bird will begin to appear at the window over and over again. And I have come to see that that bird is a symbol, a representative of that loved one who has passed. And it's just kind of their way of saying hello through nature. And, that has happened to me more times than I can count. And I know that it happens to other people. Some people might see butterflies, it makes them think of their loved ones, or birds, or a particular kind of animal. Some people have seen foxes, and they just show up for some reason, and it's an unusual kind of a thing for them, and they realize that as this is their loved one that wants to connect with them and wants to let them know that they're still there. Just because we leave the physical body doesn't mean that we're no longer alive. We're still alive, just in another way, another dimension. We don't have this physical body, we put on a spiritual body. And so there are many ways that spirit can speak to us. And if you'll pay attention, you can get some guidance. You can receive comfort and connection. Because the divine is not something that's way out there somewhere, uh, you know, uh, trying to judge your life, and that's not what we're talking. We're talking about an immediate, intimate relationship with the allness that is around us, and realize that it is all God, is all good, and it's all around us if we will just notice it and pay attention. The modern person has become so absorbed by um, the negativity and the fear. And so I want to invite you today to kind of let go of that and ask for some signs, and pray for some guidance, because you'll get it. Hmm. It will come to you, and it will help to alleviate your fears. It will help to put you in your right mind. Nature is like that. Nature is a haven of nature and peace and beauty and rest and comfort. It's supportive, Mother Nature, and you know. So ask for the guidance, and you'll get it. If you need to know some about a particular choice that you're making, just ask for the guidance, and then after you ask, trust. Trust. Enter into a state of trust and allowing, but pay attention, because as you pay attention, you begin to notice things, and you see that there is this universal language that is speaking to you every day, and it's a beautiful thing. All right, so that's my little story I wanted to share with you, a little lesson for today, and I appreciate you listening in. Um, this Sunday, Lee and I are going to be talking about the secret of having long hair, long, beautiful, luxurious hair. You say, James, what? Yeah, we're gonna share with you the secret of Samson's long hair. So you'll want to be with us for that. It's very fun and uplifting and encouraging, and lots of truths in this story that many people miss and they don't really understand. And so I invite you to be with us this Sunday. If you watch us online, or if you can be there in person, you can watch us on Facebook, you can watch us on YouTube, you can watch us on our website and join in with us. And so, but hey, it's also wonderful when you're there in person. If you're around and you're in the area, come on out and join with us. It's always an exciting time, and we always have fun. And as we look into spirituality, we know that there's a deeper wisdom that we're all needing in this day and hour. And unity can help you in your life. And these teachings can be very impactful and powerful and transformative. So come on out and be with us. Look forward to it. We're also having our potluck this Sunday after the service. So bring something to share, and we'll have a nice little meal together and time of fellowship and fun. So look forward to that. Look forward to seeing you this weekend, either online or in person. You have a great rest of the week. If you'd like to make a donation, go to unitychurchofgreenville.org. You can make a donation there. Thank you for that. We really appreciate it. Have a great weekend. We'll see you soon.